Hello, fifth grade class. Hope you guys are doing well and had a wonderful weekend. Got your questions. Miss Sanford had emailed them to me. Hopefully you were able to watch the 6 o'clock news on Wednesday because I was able to answer a couple of your questions. Just wasn't able to get to all of them, but I wanted to address all of your questions right here so you'll be able to answer those. Do you guys want to get a quick glimpse of the studio real fast? All right, I'm doing this from a webcam from our weather computer, but I'll show you here. I'll go off to the side. This is what our studio looks like. Oops, let me get out of it. Let's see. Maybe I can do this here. We'll hold it steady just like that. So right there is where the anchor desk is. Then we have all our cameras. We have 3 cameras here in the studio. And then if we go over to the right just a little bit, let's see if I can do this. Then we get into part of the weather center right over here. And then there's Bill ducking down right there. He's our audio guy. Hi, Bill. He was trying to get out of the camera shot, but I got him in there. All righty. So we wanted to know some questions. First of all, I want to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to come down last Friday and talk with you. It was wonderful. I hope we learned a lot. And hopefully the weather Tuesday night didn't scare you guys too much. And hey, did you work on your severe weather plan? Remember that was part of your homework assignment, right? Wasn't it? All right. Well, let's start off with Sean. He wanted to know, have I ever seen an F5 tornado? No, I have not seen an F5 tornado. On TV, yes. Pictures, yes. In person, no. The only tornado that I've really seen in person was probably about, I would say maybe an EF1 or an EF2, actually in person. Even the Fairdale Rochelle tornado, I did not see in person. I saw that through video and through pictures as well. So, did not see that one in person. Is being a meteorologist fun? Mikey, you wanted to know this one. You know what? I love being a meteorologist. It's something that I have a passion for, and I think whatever you have a passion for, you're always going to enjoy. You're always going to have a good time with that. There are some challenges with, being a meteorologist, forecasting wise, trying to deal with, the destruction of severe weather and even winter weather too, that can pose a lot of challenges to forecasting, but teaching something, if I can take one thing from my weather class or, weather segment during the show and help someone better understand what's happening in the atmosphere, that's the best part about it. So I love meteorology, and it is a lot of fun. Brian wants to know, do you ever have problems with your radar? Whew, let me tell you, we do. Sometimes the radar will go down at the National Weather Service. They have technical issues, so the radar isn't working. But the great thing with radars is you're not going to find too much of a hole between radars because the radars that we have over northern Illinois somewhat overlap each other. So Ashton and Franklin Grove, you guys are closer to the Quad Cities than you are, I believe, to Romeoville. You might be about equidistance there. But let's say if the radar went down in Chicago, we've got the Quad Cities radar to look off of, and we've also got the radar down in Lincoln in central Illinois. So that also provides some help too. So we have corresponding radars. So if one of them goes down, another one will. Let me actually show you here real fast. Let's bring the camera over. Oop, there's another part of the old weather center. But this is what our radar looks like, and it actually takes the radar scan from the weather service. So right here, this is the Chicago. What's scanning over here to the left is the Quad Cities, and then we have the Milwaukee radar right up there. So we're always able to kind of stay in the loop with stuff that's going on. So we usually don't lose out too much with radar information. And if one radar goes down, they're really good at letting us know, hey, we've got a radar issue, it's going down, and they'll fill us in. Let's see. Andrea wants to know, why does the weather switch from dark to sunny to rainy before tornado? It all has to do with the clouds, essentially, and what's going on in the atmosphere. So you could start off with a warm, sunny spring, summer afternoon. But with the heating of the day and a little bit of the instability and moisture you have in the atmosphere, you start to build the clouds. And the reason why the clouds look darker as they grow bigger and bigger is because the way that the sunlight is actually reflected through the clouds. When a cloud looks a little darker, there's not as much sunlight getting through that cloud. So as your storm gets bigger and your storm gets stronger, your cloud is going to start to look darker and darker because you've got A, so much water vapor and so much moisture in that cloud. B, you've probably also got a lot of hail too, which also kind of reflects some of the sun's rays. And we think is why sometimes you kind of get that greenish tint to the cloud too. A lot of people say when you see green, that's a sign of a tornado. Not necessarily, but it could also mean that the storm has a lot of hail in it too, just because of the way the sun's light is reflected off of those hailstones. And then you get the rain. Once the cloud can't hold that moisture anymore, so to speak, then you'll start to get the rain. And if you've got everything just right in the atmosphere, that's how you can sometimes get a tornado with that. Michael wants to know, how do you forecast if a satellite gets broken? Great question, Michael. Good thing about satellites, there's a lot of them going around in space. So if we lose one satellite, we always can look off of another one. Worst case scenario, all satellites were going to go down. Probably wouldn't happen, but let's say a good portion of them do go down. We still have radar and we still have our weather forecast models that we can use. But if one satellite goes down, there are backup satellites that we can use. And Ashley wanted to know, why do tornadoes mostly seem to occur in places with less people and buildings? Good question. This is one of the questions I answered during the 6 o'clock news. And, there's a lot of studies that have actually gone into population density and tornadoes, because a lot of times people think a tornado will not hit a large city. Large cities are immune to tornadoes, and that's not necessarily, it's not true, actually. It's not true at all. There have been larger cities. Dallas has been hit by a tornado. Joplin, hit by a very large tornado. Oklahoma City in Oklahoma, that's been hit by numerous tornadoes, and they've had numerous tornadoes go in and around the city. Tornado Alley, there's a lot of open space, so there isn't a lot of concentration of people within those states once you get out of the bigger cities. So that's why it kind of seems like they don't hit bigger cities or, where a lot of people are. But the thinking is, and a lot of study has gone into this, as population continues to grow and as those cities continue to expand, it's something that we call urban sprawl. The likelihood of tornadoes actually hitting larger cities will go up. So it's just a matter of time, before something like that happens. But again, larger cities, have been hit, and they will continue to be hit by tornadoes as well. It's just the areas that are more prone to it, especially out in the plains. Now in the South, there's been a lot of big cities that have been hit. So we're talking, more Mississippi and Alabama, a lot of bigger cities that have been hit by tornadoes, and it just has to deal with population density and how close those cities are together. So you guys had some awesome questions. I hope I answered them well for you, and they all made sense. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to come in last Friday and talk weather with you. Good luck with the rest of school, and I will see you guys later.